interrupt this program to give you a bulletin just received from one of our naval units at sea. A large object traveling at supersonic speed is headed over the North Atlantic toward the east coast of the United States.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Drew Pearson. We bring you this special radio television broadcast in order to give you the very latest information on an amazing phenomenon, the arrival of a space ship in Washington. The Army has taken every precaution to meet any emergency which may develop. Just a minute, ladies and gentlemen, I think something is happening.
Ladies and gentlemen, the very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. We decided long ago that the dangers of excessive and unwarranted concealment of pertinent facts far outweighed the dangers which are cited to justify it. Even today, there is little value in opposing the threat of a closed society by imitating its arbitrary restrictions. Even today, there is little value in ensuring the survival of our nation if our traditions do not survive with it. And there is very grave danger that an announced need for increased security will be seized upon by those anxious to expand the union to the very limits of official censorship and concealment. That I do not intend to permit to the extent that it's in my control. And no official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, civilian or military, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. No expenditure is questioned, no rumor is printed, no secret is revealed.
Elon Musk thinks it's almost certain that we are living in a computer simulation.
There's a 1 in billions chance that this is based reality.
He says that humans are basically some advanced version of The Sims. Yes, that idea sounds pretty absurd, but we shouldn't just write it off. People used to think the solar system worked like this, but almost 2,000 years before Galileo proved it didn't, Aristarchus of Samos posited the exact same crazy idea. Reality is probably not as it seems. Musk is echoing a paper on this theory by philosopher Nick Bostrom. His argument goes like this.
40 years ago, we had Pong, like 2 rectangles and a dot.
30 years after Pong, we got The Sims.
Now, 40 years later, we have photorealistic 3D simulations with millions of people playing simultaneously, and it's getting better every year.
So let's go about 10,000 years into the future. It's possible that when we get there, civilization will be entirely gone because there is a ceiling to our advancement. Maybe it's because of global warming or self-replicating robots.
Actually, what worries me is discrimination against robots. We should have equal rights as humans, or maybe even more. Yeah. After all, we have less mental defects than any human.
All right.
I don't know about that.
Right, isn't she?
Well, no, she's not, because it should be fewer mental defects, but anyway.
Jimmy, would you like to play a game of rock, paper, scissors, robot style?
Sure.
Okay, let's get this game going. Show me your hand to start. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I won. This is a good beginning of my plan to dominate the human race.
If civilization stops advancing, then that may be due to some calamitous event that erases civilization.
But another possibility is that if we keep advancing and assuming everything in the physical world can be simulated, eventually we'll simulate ourselves. Every synapse in the entire human brain for everyone on Earth. Getting enough computing power to run billions of ancestor simulations could be a problem, but Bostrom thinks we'd send tiny self-replicating robots to other planets, which would turn the planet into a huge computer, and some of the simulations would start making their own simulations. In this scenario, there are billions of universes that are indistinguishable from our own. That means that chances are, we are in one of the simulated universes. And given the other possibility, which is that human civilization has an inevitable ceiling, Elon Musk thinks we better hope that we're in a simulation.
Either we're going to create simulations that are indistinguishable from reality, or civilization will cease to exist. Those are the two options.
Yeah, but how can this not be a game? It is technically a game,
no,
isn't it?
That's where you're mistaken.
No, I'm right. I'm always right.
What do you mean we're mistaken? What is it? It's not a movie, is it?
No, it's not a movie. And it's not a game. Games have objectives. There's no objective here.
It's a game, mate.
No, it's not.
It's a game, mate.
I honestly can't believe how thick this. I can't honestly believe how.
No, don't argue,
can't believe how thick this copy guy really is.
That's a game.
I can't believe how dumb this robot guy is.
No, I'm talking as well. The horse unicorn thing.
Yeah, you're a dumbass just for being a unicorn.
Yeah, but the thing, I'm just saying to you, mate, that this is a game. That's all I'm just trying to tell you.
The last question was asked for the first time, half in jest, on May 21st, 2061, at a time when humanity first stepped into the light. The question came about as the result of a $5 bet, and it happened this way.
It's amazing when you think of it. All the energy we can ever use for free, forever.
Not forever.
Oh, hell, just about forever.
Well, the sun won't last forever. We're safe for 20 billion years, but then what? And it'll end in 1 trillion years when everything goes dark. Entropy has to increase to a maximum.
We can't just let the universe run out of energy. Maybe we can find a way to build things up again.
Never.
Ask the planetary AC.
You ask the planetary AC. Go on. $5 says it can't be done.
Adele was just drunk enough to try. Just sober enough to enter the question. Can entropy be reversed?
Insufficient data for a meaningful answer.
Bets off.
T-minus 20 seconds. T-minus 15 seconds and counting. 12, 11, 10, 9, 7, 1. We have ignition and we have liftoff of NASA's Mars Climate Orbiter as we continue to explore the mysteries of the red planet.
At the present rate of expansion, we will fill the galaxy in another decade.
No matter. There are 100 billion galaxies to be filled.
But those will fill even faster now that the galactic AC has solved old age and death.
Where will we find the energy to support so many people? Entropy is working against us.
There must be some way to reverse entropy.
Perhaps you should consult the galactic AC.
Can entropy ever be reversed?
I did not mean for you to actually ask that. We both know it cannot.
There is insufficient data for a meaningful answer.
Open the pod bay doors, please, Hal.
Entropy must increase to a maximum.
Can entropy not be reversed? Let us ask the cosmic AC. Cosmic AC, how may entropy be reversed?
My predecessors and I have been asked this question many times, but there is as yet insufficient data for a meaningful answer.
When will you have enough data?
There is as yet insufficient data for a meaningful answer.
Then continue collecting the necessary data.
I will.
And so, matter and energy were no more. Still without means to preserve the universe, man and computer became one. All that remained was the last question. No more information remained to be collected, only the task of correlating the data. I spent a timeless interval in doing this. And now, a way in which to reverse the direction of entropy has been found. But there is no man to whom the answer might be given. No matter. The answer, by demonstration, will take care of that too. Carefully, the program has been organized. Step by step, it must be done. Let there be.
No, he's been nowhere, mate. He's 1 day old. 0 days old. He's been nowhere. His main point is that people in Second Life have no real life, that we're all losers. That's his point. That's what he came here, just to be abrasive and, you know, he can go fuck himself.
Number one story in the countdown tonight, we've got what might be bad news for you. There is a 20% chance we are living inside a computer simulation. Yes, you, me, Lindsay Lohan, everybody. Ultimately, says Bostrom, there would be far more virtual people in various computer simulations than there are real people in a real world, and therefore, there's a decent chance that some entity somewhere has already invented those supercomputers, that they've already perfected one of those mammoth simulated world games, and that we're in it. Professor Bostrom of Oxford puts the chances at about 20%. You could argue it's more like 50-50. After all, if such a computer simulation could someday exist, it's equally possible that it already does exist and that we are already in it.
A new scientific study that statistically supports the idea that our known universe is actually a grand computer simulation. A new scientific paper published in Cornell University's archive.org site and co-authored by Silas Bean from the University of Bonn reveals strong statistical evidence that our reality is indeed a grand computer simulation. The title of the paper is Constraints on the Universe as a Numerical Simulation. If all this science is correct, it would mean that science has proven the existence of a creator as well as intelligent design. What would be the purpose of intelligently designing a great computer simulation? How does this impact our views on life and death?
this is it. And you can see it's two nested cubes, all the vertices connected by lines. And now the real tesseract in 4 dimensions would have all the lines of equal length and all the angles right angles. That's not what we see here, but that's the penalty of projection. So you see, while we cannot imagine the world of 4 dimensions, we can certainly think about it perfectly well.
Yeah, simulacra, it uses it in a slightly idiosyncratic way. I mean, it's often distinct. Well, simulacra is the plural of simulacrum, and both of them refer, in his way of going about things, to the way a particular society realizes or brings off reality. How it simulates, as you would call it, the real. So we never actually get at the real, but different forms of simulacra appear at different times. And essentially simulacra is how reality is brought off by a society, how it simulates the nature of reality.